Saints, I'm not going to state this as fact, okay? But I had a dream that I saw Trump win the presidency. Now, the dream could mean many things. It could mean that God is telling you people that this is what people want in their heart. He could be showing me that this is what people want in their heart, but they don't know what they're asking for because they're going to get somebody much worse than Trump. Or it could mean very much what I saw, that Trump ended up winning. I'm not stating this as fact. I'm not saying he's going to win, or I'm not saying I believe he's going to win. I'm just saying I had a dream that he won. Now, I don't even trust the guy, and I told you people how the elite is working so hard to make it look like this guy is a threat. I told you people that, there's been that they're doing a lot of false flags to make Trump look like a bad guy, so that I believe they're working awful hard. So I believe, okay, so I believe they're doing all this to make him look like a bad guy so you people can vote for him. Regardless of who you vote for, if the vote doesn't come in the favor of the elites, on who they want in the White House, they are going to manipulate the votes so the votes favor the person that they want in the White House ends up in the White House. I don't trust Trump. Something's off about him. He is not a Christian. He can't even quote the Bible right or explain the scriptures right. He is not a Christian. He claims he is, but he's not. He's telling you people everything you want to hear. How do you know this guy's going to deliver on his promises? He's just too good to be true. He seems too perfect. He seems too perfect. He tells the American people everything they want to hear, much like Obama did. He's painting a pretty picture. He's selling you a good game. You people need to be very careful. But I had a dream that I was sitting with him, and I was this is what's strange about the dream, that I was wearing a black robe, and I was sitting with him, and I was helping him with his campaign. Now, let me remind you of something. I know I told you all I had a dream that he was in his room by himself, and he had this bowl made of human skin. I think it was also bone, and there was blood in it. And he was seeking the counsel. He was summoning a demon, okay? And he had black satanic robes. And then when he went out to the media, well, he was in a room by himself. He was this evil, evil man. When he went out to the media, he was this, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, two different personalities. When he went out to the media, he was a very friendly guy, an approachable guy, humorous, very laid back, showing a false humility, a false peace, pretending to like the American people is the best way I could describe it. He was a liar, basically. He is a liar. Now, you have to remember that the enemy counterfeits everything that God does. So you can't look at the color black and necessarily think that it's evil, because it's not. Because in the scriptures, Mary Magdalena wore black sackcloth, and the scriptures talks about, I believe it was the two witnesses that will be prophesying, and they're going to be wearing black sackcloth. Black sackcloth, if you look at it from a holy perspective, is a sign of mourning and judgment. A black sackcloth, a black robe that is spotless, has no blemish, has no wrinkle, that is clean, means righteousness, but it also means judgment and mourning. So going back to the dream that I had, and then again, the enemy's counterfeit version of a black robe, the enemy's black robe has blemish, has spot, has sin, is filthy. That means unrighteousness. It means a black robe of unrighteousness. That means, again, sin. It means evil. It means unrighteousness. It means counterfeit judgment, counterfeit discernment. It means falsehood. It means divination. That's what the evil version of black robes means. Remember that the enemy counterfeits everything the Most High does. So going back to what I said about the dream I had. So in the dream, I was helping him with this campaign. I was wearing a black robe. Now, the black robe I had on was spotless. It was clean. It was righteous. I believe the black robe represents judgment. I believe that the black robe means that the Lord is using, that America is under judgment, that the Lord is using Trump in some way, shape, or form to judge the United States. Now, you need to understand that your way of thinking, my way of thinking, is not that of Jesus Christ. For all we know, Jesus Christ could be using Trump as a stepping stone to get to the real president he wants to sit in the White House. But I'm just giving you my observation on this dream. It looked like to me that I was helping Trump with his campaign. I don't trust Trump. I would never help that man, I would never help that man. I would never go near that man, not even with a 10-foot pole. I don't trust him. So why would I help him? It doesn't make any sense. So I had this dream 2 days ago. I went into deep prayer about it. I went to the Lord himself. So the Lord told me he speaks in parables, and that's a fact. You could find that in the Bible. The Lord released parables to his disciples. And he released 24 parables or more. Okay. So that's true. The Lord speaks in parables. So the Lord said that the black robe meant judgment on America. It represents righteousness, holiness, but it meant mourning as well, meaning a nation that is in judgment. In the beginning stages of judgment. I'm not stating this as fact, but America is under judgment. Except the judgments are not done. They'll be done in God's appointed time, and the Bible outlines the judgments verbatim. And one of the severest, worst judgments is going to be when the Daniel 9:27 prophecy is fulfilled. That's going to usher in the 7-year tribulation. So that's going to be that's going to be the judgment of God at its most intensified, escalated peak. I mean, it's going to be worse. Let's put it that way. During the 7-year tribulation, you're going to see a lot of stuff back to back. You're seeing it now, but it's going to be worse. And the things you're seeing back to back that are leading to the Jesus Christ coming, you're going to see them. You're going to see a lot of biblical events. You're going to continue to see them fulfilled, but at a more rapid pace. As the days progress, as the seconds progress, it's going to get faster and faster and worse because we are in the last days and it's timing down. Jesus is coming. He's on his way. He's going to be here very soon. Nobody knows the day or the hour. Only the Father. Amen. Not even the angels know, not even Jesus Christ himself. The Father meaning Jesus Christ, who is God. So, anyway, so the Lord said that me helping Trump with this campaign, that means that Trump is being used by God for judgment on the United States. Trump is being used by God to bring about a darker king than the king we have now, meaning Obama. Now, here's what I want to explain to you. Bringing about a darker king could mean one of two things. Either Obama is going to suspend the elections, which he's trying to do, or he's going to dissolve Congress and suspend the Constitution like he wants to do, and then he's going to become literally worse of a dictator. He's going to become worse than what he is now. That's one way you could look at a worse king than a dark king than Obama, by him himself becoming worse. Or the next man or woman that sits in the White House being way worse than Madonna, dark king or dark queen. So it can mean one of those two things. Now, you're asking me why Trump. Again, I believe Trump could be a stepping stone. What if Trump is a stepping stone? What if this means that Obama stops the elections and Trump is about to win? And then Obama makes himself a king. Institutes martial law, suspends the Constitution, suspends Congress due to some type of catastrophe that he could have brought about. You know what I mean? Or what if Trump actually does win and he's the worst king? Because I believe he's going to be worse than Obama. Now, here's my take on this. I'm not stating this as fact, But I believe if Obama does not stay in office, if he doesn't do some manipulative tactic to stay in office, I believe Trump is going to win. And I believe that he's going to be worse, way worse than Obama. And those that voted for him, you are going to regret it from your heart. That's what I believe. So that's going on right now. And remember when I told you guys before how the United States is plotting and planning behind your back to take down Israel? Well, I was right. They are. God is using evil agents to expose that and bring to you all that Obama plans on vetoing the vote in the UN. There's this draft resolution that's supposed to split Israel right down the middle, or in 3 sections, or something like that. In other words, divide Israel either way. Divide Jerusalem. So I don't know if it's going to be 2 sections, 3 sections. I know Israel is going to be divided. I believe right down the middle. What they plan on doing is dangerous. Do you get it? It's dangerous. Israel's going to be completely vulnerable. Israel will be a sitting duck. So they plan on dividing Israel. They plan on taking this draft and doing like a vote of 9 nations. I believe it's 9. 9 council members sit on the 9-member nations sit on the United Nations Council, and I believe they probably have to have 6 out of 3 or something like that. I could be wrong, to vote against this or to vote in favor of it. If the nations vote to keep Israel together, the United Nations plans on vetoing it, and there's other nations that have that veto power too. And it's going to be a real problem. I mean, the United States, plans on vetoing it. It's going to be a real problem. You see what I'm saying? They plan on splitting Israel up. The United States is plotting even more against Israel than that. You guys don't even know about it yet. Another thing that they're plotting is to take the Golan Heights and give it to Syria. Again, they're plotting other stuff worse than that. And they're not even Israel knows what's going on. But the United States is planning worse things against Israel. And it's interesting because Obama is supposed to visit not just King of Saudi Arabia, but other Middle Eastern leaders. He's plotting a lot of stuff against Israel. This nation is supposed to be an ally of Israel, and this big-eared scumbag, excuse my French, is plotting stuff against Israel and stabbing Israel in the back. This is the worst president ever that's done something like this. In history, it's documented that, yes, maybe a few presidents from before might have had tensions with Israel, but it's never been this bad. Because the other presidents, yes, they're not perfect, but they didn't stab Israel as much in the back as the Obama administration is doing. Israel is in a lot of trouble, and they know it. Their time is coming where they're going to be scattered into the woods. The Daniel 9:27 prophecy is going to happen, whether Israel likes it or not. And here's the thing. I already told you how I believe that's going to play out. I had a dream about Israel. I told you I had a dream that Israel was, I'm going to give you one of the dreams I had. I had many. Israel was a truck, right? Driving in a truck. And Israel was trying to get away from all these other trucks that were coming after her. So all these other trucks began to surround her. These trucks each represented a nation. They had a flag of that nation on the trucks. Okay, that means that these nations are going to come after Israel. We know that the Lord's going to rescue Israel and deliver Israel in his appointed time. But these things got to be fulfilled before that happens. Now, United Nations will come up with this resolution that Israel's not going to like, and they're going to be given a certain time frame. I believe it's 24, 48 hours, whatever, 3 months to comply with it. And if they don't comply with it, it's going to be the agreement is going to be enforced by force. It's going to be executed by force. But Israel's not going to have it. So Israel's going to end up at war with many nations, as is prophesied in Joel chapter 2 and many other parts of the Bible. So Israel's in a lot of trouble. This nation's, America's done. So get with other people and spread the gospel, because it's getting worse. Just spread the gospel to those who are willing to hear.